Alright, okay, let's look at this question. A college has randomly assigned a password which consists of 3-digit numbers, right? For students to access to college virtual library. Means that there is a 3-digit password number, right? 3-digit numbers. So you have to understand the meaning of password here, right? Means that it can be repeated. Means that the number can be repeated, right? You can have a password with 999, right? Or maybe 88, right? So the password can be repeated, right? They say that it's a 3-digit number for student to access to college virtual library. Assume the first digit is not 0, all right? There is a condition where the first digit cannot be 0, right? Remember that. Find the probability that the password is odd and greater than 800. So this is actually involving the arrangement, right? Which involving permutation, right? If you read carefully, because there are 3-digit numbers for students to access to college virtual library, right? So 3-digit numbers. Of course, you know that the password can be made from the digit 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, right? Total, we have 10 choice, right? 10 different digits. Alright, so to make up consists of 3-digit numbers. So of course we have to know that what is the sample space, right? The total outcome, right? Total possible outcomes. So or we said that the total possibility space. So here, okay, you have to understand that what is the possibility of the password, right? All the possibility, right? The number of arrangement. So if the password must be alright, the first digit is not 0. There is only one condition here, right? The college has assigned password which consists of 3 digits. Okay, it must be 3 digits. The 3 digit is a password. Remember, it's a password. Password means that the number, let's say you use 2, right? Let's say you put 2. So you still have 2. And here it can be 1, right? Or be 2, 1, 2, right? It can be repeat, means that each number can use more than once, right? Each number can use more than once. So that's most important that you must know. So assume that the first digit is not 0. That is a condition here. The first digit is not 0. So it means that the total possibility means that the total all, right? For all the events that you want to divide, the total here will be the first cannot be 0, right? Cannot be 0. Cannot be 0 means that the first digit cannot be 0, means it must be only 1 to 9. So means there is 9 possibility, right? So we're using the concept of principle of multiple principle, right? So we're using the concept of multiplication principle, the concept of multiplication principle. So there is a 9 choice here, right? Because cannot be 0, right? So means that 1 to 9 you have 9 choice. Multiply with, so this one can be 0, right? Can be 0. So means that you have 10 choice, right? Here also you have 10 choice. Total you have 9 times 10 times 10 because it can be repeat, right? This one can be any digit, right? Any digit means 10 choice. Can be any digit for the third digit, 10 choice. This 9 because why? The first digit can be any except 0, right? So total you have 900. Means all the password means that you have 900 different password that you can form by using this 9 digit with the first digit cannot be 0. That's very important. You understand the question. And the question is asking you to find the probability that the password is odd and greater than 800. The password is odd and greater than 800. So let's the events, okay? We know that the events that the password is odd. So we just write it in mathematical form, probability. The password, okay, I assume that sometimes I have to write the events here. So the assigned number, okay, the events that the assigned numbers, right, is odd. Is odd, right? The assigned number is odd. Means that for each digit, the assigned number is odd, right? Is odd. So, or the assigned number is greater than 800, right? Now, the assigned password is greater than 800, right? So means that the event of the assigned number is greater than 800, right? Greater than 800. So I have to define some events, right? So easy for me to write later. So why I write it is assigned number is odd, because they said that the password is odd or is greater than 800. All right, it's greater than 800. Right? Or I can say the assigned password is odd, or we said that assigned password is greater than 800, right? So it's just just to explain what is the meaning of A and B here. So for example, it means that the A here is said that the password is odd and greater than 800, right? Is odd and greater than 800 means that the probability that is event A intersect with event B. Right, that's the meaning of n here. So I just write in here. Or we say that probably that the password is odd and also the password is greater than 800. Right. So okay, let's see the events of A intersect with B. Right. A intersect with B. So the event here means that the assigned number is odd. Right. Okay, it's an odd number. You have 3 digits. The assigned number is odd number. Odd number is depend on the last digit. Right, the last digit. So the last digit must be come from odd number, right? Odd number. So you have how many odd number here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 is an odd number, right? So it means the last digit must be 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Right? You have 5 choices here. Right? 5 choices here. So, and later on, okay, let's look at the first digit. First digit will be, because it has to happen together, right? Dia mesti berlaku because intersection here means that it must be an odd number. It must be an odd number, right? And also must be a number greater than 800. Greater than 800 means what? The first digit must be either 8 or 9, right? In order for greater, right? You must be take from 8 and 9, because if you put 8, right? If you put the 8 here, the rest of the number here is odd number, right? Will be greater than 800, right? 9, right? So 8 or 9, so means they have 2 choices, right? 2 choices here. So this one can be anything, right? It's repeated, right? You can use any digit here for 2 times 10 times 5. So we know that probability will be 2 times 10 times 5 divided by the total. The total is 900, right? Divide by 900, right? Which give you 1 over 9, right? 1 over 9 means 1 over 9 of 1 over 9 of this number, which is 100 of the number. 100 daripada nombor, 100 daripada password. 100 from the password, the total password, is a number that odd number and also greater than 800. I explain this again. Why is it 13579? Because to be an odd number for this password, first, this has to be come from the odd number, the n digit, right? Which is not divisible by 2, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Secondly, it must be greater than 800, right? 800. So you must have 2 choices. Either it's 8, because this one maybe is 1, this one maybe is 3, right? 1, 3. Any number here will make it greater than 800, all right? Definitely 9, right? So 2 choice, so 2. So multiply 10. Why 10? Even though you're using 5 here, you still can using 5, right? Or 9, you still can using. So the choice is still remain the same. So it's 10 choice. So that's why this is the probability of event A and B. You're getting 1 over 9, right? All right. Next, the question we're asking us to find the password is odd or greater than 800, right? Odd, or this is n, this is odd or greater than 800. So it means that it's either odd or greater than 800. So we can using the formula of union, right? So if you want to use apply formula, it will be easier for this question. Probability of A plus with probability of B minus with probability of event A intersect with B. Because this is not mutually exclusive, that's why you have this not 0, right? If mutually exclusive, the probability of A intersect B were 0, right? Means that it's impossible to happen together, right? Together. So means that event A and event B cannot happen together. But this case, yes, it can happen together, right? B. So probability of A union B. So definitely you need to find the probability of A, right? What is A? What is the probability of A? The events A. We look at the events A. Don't need to look at the event B. The event A is the assigned number is odd number. Very simple, right? The event number is odd number. Okay. Be careful, right? Okay, never mind. So it's odd number. So I multiply it's odd number. So odd number here is 5 choice. 5 pilihan. Kenapa, sir? Why? Because if odd number, it must become the last digit must become about 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. That's why you have 5 choice. This one, 10. No, cannot be 10. Why cannot be 10, sir? Because look at this. The first digit cannot be 0. Remember, cannot be 0. The question already stated. Assume the first digit is not 0. Not 0 means that you have 9 choice only. You can choose from this 9. And this one, okay, anything, right? 10. So this is probability of getting an A. So that's why you need to divide this whole thing by 300. By 900. By 900. Then you get the probability of A, right? Okay, let's calculate. Right, which give 1 over 2. 1 over 2, right? Probability of getting an odd number here. Okay, later on, this is already done, right? We have found during A, right? So we need to find probability of B, right? Probability of B means that probability that the pass is a number greater than 800, right? Greater than 800. So be careful with this. Okay, there is some trick here, all right? This part here, you need to be alert for this part. I tell you why. Okay, listen to my explanation. So the assigned number is greater than 800, right? The assigned number is greater than 800. What does it mean by greater than 800, right? Greater than 800. Okay, I know I need to divide by 900, right? Divide by total of 900. So what does it mean by greater than 900? So, right? Or we said that the NB, how to calculate the NB? So for this, right? The NB, the event B, right? So divide by the total, right? NS. So will be the probability of B. So the NB here will be greater than 800. So it can be, the first digit must be either 8 or 9, right? 8 or 9. So 2 choice only, right? Even though can repeat, but they have 2 choice only. And this digit, you can have 10, right? Why you have 10? Any, right? 8 or 9 here, any digit here from here will be more than 800, right? And the last digit is also 10. Why is it 10? Why is it this 10? You must know that because it never tell you that it must be odd. Did they tell you it must be odd for event B? No, event B is the number is greater than 800. If greater than 800, 2 times 10 times 10. But the trick that I tell you that is you're going to minus a 1 here. Do you know why you want to minus a 1? Try to think about this. I discussed this during when I teach about permutation and combination, right? So the meaning here is 8 or 9. This doesn't matter. This is okay, right? Any digit. But this one, no. Why? Because inside this calculation is actually include a number of 800. Right? 800 cannot be included because the word greater than 800. Kenapa? Why? Because the 10 here include the 0, right? Include the 0. And the 10 here also include the 0. Include the 0. So means that inside all the 200 number, there are 200. Okay, without the 1, there's actually 200 different number that are greater than 800. But it's wrong because 800 could be inside the calculation, right? 800 could be inside because 8 or 9. Maybe you're choosing 8. Maybe here you're also choosing 0. Maybe the 10 choice here you're also choosing 0. Terpilih 0. So you have 800 inside the calculation. But it must be greater than 800. So you have to minus the one possibility where is the 800. So you have to take consideration for this negative one. So it means that the probability for B is actually, this is a tricky question. So you have to take the 200 minus with 1 divided by 900, right? Divided by 900, which give you 199 divided by 900. So please try to think about this by keep replaying the video until you understand. Alright, so why I minus a 1 there for these cases here. So, alright, let's calculate the probability. Alright, finally we can just using the formula, right? There's no problem using the formula, but the problem is to actually calculate the probability of each event. You should really think about it. Alright, probability of A, 1 over 2, plus with the probability of B, event B, so 900, minus away probability of A intersect B, right? We are actually using the union formula, right? The union of two events, which is probability of A plus with the probability of B minus with the probability of A intersect B, right? So let's calculate and which is 61 over 100, 61 over 100, or you can just write it to be 0.61, the probability, right? 61 over 100. So, okay, and so I'm going to asking you, are the events, right? Are the events of assigning is odd number and assigned number is greater than 800 mutually exclusive? So from the result here, you know that it could not be mutually exclusive, right? Why could not be mutually exclusive? You try to think, it can be a number which is odd, right? The number which is odd, and at the same time is greater than 800, right? It can be, right? Maybe this student can get a number 802, right? 802. Okay, right? This is okay because this is even number and greater than 800. But it also can happen where if 8 suddenly here is 3, right? It's an odd number, right? Greater than 800 and odd number, right? It can be happen at once. Dia boleh berlaku pada masa yang sama, iaitu lebih daripada 800, dan pada masa yang sama dia adalah ganjil. Adalah ganjil. Maksudnya dia boleh berlaku satu kali, satu pelajar itu satu kali boleh berlaku serentak. The word serentak here, simultaneously happen. Then we said that this thing you have probability, right, of they happen together. There is a probability, which is not 0. Means that the probability of A intersect B is not 0. It's not 0 means there is a probability. Okay, I repeat again. If this is not 0 means there is a possibility. If this is 0 means that it's impossible, right? So but now from calculation there is a possibility. So when the intersection is non-zero, we say that the events of blah 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 and blah 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 are not mutually exclusive. Not bukan, okay, not mutually exclusive.